Well, Luca, back for another Oilers development camp. This time, you got another year under your belt at University of Vermont. Maybe just talk about being back here for development camp and also what you kind of learned about yourself in the last season.
So I think the season in Vermont for us was not too great because we just won 8 games out of 34, 36. I'm not 100% sure on that. But for me personally, it was a great experience just being in a new spot, away from home, learning a lot of new people, getting to know a lot of new people, learning new stuff on the ice and off the ice. It was just a great experience for me. And now being here in Edmonton, I've already been to the town because of World Juniors twice, but I was just staying at the hotel and at the rink basically, and we're not really allowed to go outside because of COVID, and it was in the winter, so it was pretty cold outside. It's nice being here in the summer and getting to know all the people here, the organization, everyone I've met so far. It's just great meeting them. The players are really nice. It's a great environment here. The rink's super nice, the facility. The locker room's huge, and I still get lost in the locker room a couple times just walking around because it's so big. But yeah, it's been great so far.
Speaking of World Juniors, do you have preparations to play in the World Juniors in August for Germany this year?
Yeah, we do. Our camp in Germany starts on the 25th, but I'll be going back to Vermont after the development camp here and staying in Vermont for 2 weeks because the coach was it's not really worth it to go back to Germany for 5 days and then come back here because of the time change and all the travel. So I'll be flying in on the 31st, and that's when the team gets here too. So I'll just prepare in Vermont basically.
Todd Woodcroft is your coach there, obviously the brother to Jay Woodcroft here. What's Todd like as a coach, and any sort of tidbits he taught you about your own game or brought out of you?
Yeah, Todd's a great coach. I learned a lot of stuff from him, a lot of new stuff too. His pregame meetings, his skill sessions, everything's great. And the system we play is really good. If we just trust the system, we'll probably win more games next year. And we also have a lot of new transfers, and he's doing a great job of recruiting and just being in touch with players, trying to guide them through their 4 years at the University of Vermont. And I think he's a really, really, really good guy and great coach.
The Oilers added one of your teammates in the draft this past week. What can you tell us about Joel Määttä, the player?
So it was really exciting when he got picked because we were on the ice at that time in Vermont. We were having a little practice with the guys who are there right now. And then the coach came out and he was like, yeah, Joel, you just got drafted, got picked by the Edmonton Oilers. And of course it's nice to have a friend here that I already know for a year. And I think he's a really, really good guy. I'm living with him in the dorms next year, so we're really close friends. And he's a great hockey player. He's calm on the ice. He's big, strong. He works hard. Just a great guy. I really like him.
I guess what was the biggest adjustment for you having to move to the States and play at the NCAA level?
So I think the biggest adjustment for me was hockey-wise, because the level I was playing at in Germany and German juniors was not bad, but it's not comparable to juniors here in the States, and especially not to the college level. And of course it's also different because I'm not at home. My mom's not there, my parents are not there, my brothers are not there. So that was different, but it was a great experience just being away from home, dealing with all that stuff on my own, figuring stuff out by myself. That was a great experience, just being in Vermont, having time kind of for myself too.
What's the one thing that you got down that you have to handle yourself that maybe you wouldn't have had to handle at home?
So definitely cooking is is a big part of that at home. I would come home, my mother was cooking, so that was nice to have, but it's also nice to learn how to cook, to learn new things. So I was excited about that.
Do you have a go-to meal?
Not really. I'm a big fan of pasta and Italian food, so that's probably my go-to, but I like a lot of food.
So what do you think living with Joel Määttä will be like next year?
I think it's going to be great. We didn't live together this year, but we're really close friends. We're doing a lot of free time activities together, and I think living with him will be just as easy as the other times with him.
And then what's the one part of your game you're really focusing on working for next year, both for Vermont and then the World Juniors?
Yeah, so I definitely want to focus on my defensive part, just getting better at like defending people that are coming with speed. But I also want to focus on like my offensive skills, because like last year in Vermont, I wasn't really able to like work on that. I was able to work on it, but it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So that's what I want to focus on, like during the World Juniors and during the next season.
This might be a little bit of an open-ended question, but how does a player work on his offensive skills?
So there's a lot of things you can do, like blue line skills, work on your shot, and like if I would get the chance on the power play, that would be like a great improvement. Just like being on the power play, learning new stuff, learning new skills on the power play. I think that's basically what you can do to improve your offensive skills.
Well, as a college player, you'd be one of the youngest guys on your team too. But moving next year, maybe you'll get that additional ice time as you're aged to 19, 20 plus years old, right? Have you met Jay Woodcroft yet?
Yes, I've met him at the airport because we're on the same flight from Montreal back here, and then I met him here again, or like I saw him here around, and it's been great just like meeting Todd's brother. And like Jay's a great guy too. Like I really enjoy talking to him. He's a very open person and it's easy to talk to him. So I've not really experienced him as a coach, but like from personal, I don't know how to say it, but like personally, it's just like very easy to talk to him, and it was nice just meeting him for the first time.
Going back to your cooking, how would you rate your own cooking?
Oh, it's not bad, but still improvable, I would say. No, definitely not.
Now, Joel Määttä, you guys mentioned, you mentioned you guys will be rooming together. Was that before he got drafted, or is that something that kind of came together?
No, that was already set before.
Oh, way before?
Yeah.
So pretty neat. You guys plan on putting like an Oilers flag up, or like, I don't know, represent?
We'll probably put our draft jerseys up in the room.
I love that. That's great. Thank you.
Thank you very
Awesome.
much.